There's more than $1 billion in new wages and benefit plan funding. There's a streaming participation bonus, which is the biggest thing. And so these are all some of the basic things that we've gotten, and it's just very much, it is an ultimate win for us.
Welcome back to the Breakroom. It's a producer stream plus Jay Washington.
Thank you. I like the way that was put in the prompter. It's a producer stream plus this dude.
No, see, here's the thing. We weren't planning on doing a show today, but with the news that we're going to talk about, we had to go live. So it's Evan and I, and then we were like, we got to get Jay on the show. So we got Jay on the show. If you haven't heard the news, Jay, do you want to read this next line?
Yes. If you haven't heard the news, after 118 days, y'all, it is official. As of 12:01 a.m. Pacific time this morning, the SAG strike is officially over. It is done. It means time we get back to work.
Was that loud? Was that loud?
That was loud.
Was that loud on the mic? Was that loud on the mic?
That was scary for me too, so I knew what that was.
I didn't want to read this line on the teleprompter, which means it's time to get back to work, because that feels like I'm telling people to get back to work.
Also use the black guy. So in other words,
you are in SAG, and
I am not running a damn
but
thing.
Also, it's because you're black.
Poor Evan. Poor Evan.
I told Brian we didn't have to cut anything.
No, you leave all this in here. We gonna keep this going out. Look, there's a bunch of news already out, y'all. Okay?
Right.
There's already stuff that's going out. We're gonna talk a little bit more about exactly what the deal, blah, blah, blah. You say your lines now, cool.
We're gonna talk about the deal. We have a little bit of news on that. On Monday, we're gonna get more into the details, because the SAG hasn't put out all the details. But the first thing that we're gonna talk about is like, okay, what movies are going to get delayed? What movies are not going to get delayed? What's getting back into production?
Hold on, you
et
went
cetera,
past
et cetera,
the part that
et
said
cetera.
summary of the deal, Jay. You just gonna skip over?
See,
so you
the
use
paragraph
me
before. Now
So you
we have
use
to edit
me.
this out. Now we have to
edit this out.
Paragraph before was what I was sort of ad-libbing on, because we had already scrolled past it.
Well,
Jay,
I was anticipating.
This is what happens when y'all put the
deal.
producers on and not just. This is so confusing. So here's some of the details that have come out. They just sent out. SAG just sent out another giant email to all of its members, all 160,000 of us. So some of the takeaways from the key deal. There's more than $1 billion in new wages and benefit plan funding, which, if you didn't know, we had a thing where it was you had to make at least $27,000 to qualify for health insurance, and that within itself is crazy, because a lot of us don't work as regular as you think we do. There's unprecedented provisions for consent and compensation that will protect members from AI. There's a streaming participation bonus, which is the biggest thing, because that was one of the main key issues. A lot of things you watch now, you don't watch on regular cable. You don't watch on regular television. You watch via streaming. And because it was such a new medium when the old contract was, created, it's now a regular thing. We talked about the consent and compensation guardrails on the use of AI. One of the biggest things, I don't know if you all heard, the AMPTP, God bless your hearts. We're trying to say we want to be able to use artificial intelligence for when it comes to deceased members. We want to be able to bring them back into projects and not compensate their families or states. No. And there's also critical protections for diverse communities, as well as raised and pension and health caps that will channel more value into our funds. So these are all some of the basic things that we've gotten, and it's just very much, it is an ultimate win for us. It's been an ultimate fight. Total, I think, was 192 days total with Writers Guild and us. And so for everybody, like I said in other opening that y'all probably didn't see because you wasn't on Twitch. That's your fault. Thank you to everyone who supported us. Seriously, it's been a long fight. I've got a bunch of SAG-AFTRA on strike shirts. I have no idea what to do with now. I'm not gonna wear them out in the street.
Now they're retro, Jay. Come on.
Yeah, I ain't got enough picture frames to put all them things in. Okay.
So that's the top line of the deal. We'll have more information again next week when it comes in.
Let me know when you want me to hit that part.
Oh, let's get into it.
There's another thing that came out in this memo. So for everybody who's wondering, as per this email that just came out, effective immediately, all SAG-AFTRA members should fulfill their contractual obligations and return to work. members and influencers may resume services relating to publicity and the promotion of motion pictures produced under the CBA and television agreement without consequence or conflict with the union. So basically saying, we here New Rockstars, this isn't just editorial. I can tell you if I don't like some shit, okay? I can tell you if I did or didn't without being like, he violating the union rules. So we can do it. So your favorite
Is that Nixon?
No, damn it, I didn't like the show.
Unions.
Union. Loki has a black man that's doing things. There's an orange lady in Loki. But I don't know why my Richard Nixon went to Vince McMahon real fast. But so many of your favorite programs that were already in production. So many things. Shout out to all of my homies from the cast of Quantum Leap on NBC. They are now getting ready to go back into production to finish up the episodes and so on and so forth.
Super exciting stuff. Contractually obligated is mostly referring to things like press and media, because a lot of times these actors will have in their contract when they shoot the movie, like, hey, we need you to do, this number of days of press, et cetera, et cetera. So those are the details of the deal that we know currently. We'll get more into that next week. Let's just talk about some of the films that have been sort of affected by the strikes and where we think that they're going to kind of shake out. Starting with Deadpool 3, I think maybe one of the more anticipated movies that has been delayed by the strike. Ryan Reynolds seemed pretty positive, and seemed to indicate the movie's still on track. He sent out a tweet that said it's coming in summer 2024. We'll get into the specifics of what that could mean in a second. He also said that Dogpool is going to be in the movie.
Show with a picture. Look at that dog.
No. I think that's a joke.
No, because it's a multiverse movie. I guarantee you we're getting it. I guarantee you we're getting it.
So the update with the film, Deadline says it's about 50% done, which, I think Sean Levy, the director, had sort of indicated as much.
I'm just letting you talk so over.
That was so smooth.
Was that a fart?
No, it was not. If that was a fart, I'd have lifted up.
Oh, God. Can you lift that way?
Elevator.
Director Sean Levy had sort of indicated as such in an interview.
Oh, I'm so
You made me McConnell.
You made him Mr. McConnell.
I made John.
You made me
I
McConnell.
made John do it that time. Oh no! This is why I can't run the prompter while participating in the talk. Anyways, hey, you want to take that again? We'll leave it in.
Hey, Deadline says the movie is like a half complete, which, is something that we think Sean Levy the director, has also indicated in an interview. The film is currently slated for May 3rd, 2024. Keep that date in your kind of logbook. Per a Variety article, they said that they're going to try to resume filming before Thanksgiving. I don't know the logistics of what it is to be a line producer or an AD on a film that big, but good God, that sounds like it's going to be difficult.
Well, Evan and I were talking about this before we went on air. More than likely, when they knew that the SAG strike was coming, especially with the writer's strike, all the major set pieces, anything that requires a bunch of VFX work done or anything like that.
You change your schedule.
You flip everything around. You get that stuff done.
Yeah.
All the basic stuff now is stuff you film in the back end. So that's how you can have it 50% edited and 50% done. But I will say this. Again, nothing I said to Evan. Whatever you're about to see for the next almost 16 months is going to be the weirdest looking thing ever. Why? Because people's faces and bodies change.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I'm telling you finna see kids one moment look like, are they hitting puberty? Then you'll be like, oh, that's a child. And it's going to be in the same episode of something because it's all going to be weird. So you all got, everybody who's watching these things have to have a small level of understanding of what went on for 4 months, you know what I'm saying? What changed everything. And so, but I think that's what it is with Deadpool 3. They filmed all the big stuff, all the massive explosions, all the stuff that needs to be CGI'd and multiversal portals. If the TVA is officially in it, which they are, how far they're in it, shall I say, not the TVA, just Mobius and whatnot, Miss Minutes, all these different people. All of that's pretty much done. Now it's the little bitty things you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like too, I think one of the things that's interesting is that Deadpool 3 was both interrupted by like the writer's strike and the actor's strike. So there was that line going around that was like, Ryan Reynolds can't improvise. And that always like struck me because I was like, well, as soon as the strike is over, they'll just He's got the mask on. They can make him say anything they
I
want.
don't think any. Yeah, I don't know why people were like, "Oh my God, what are you gonna do with Deadpool?" It was like
he's so funny on the moment, but he can't do it when he's writing.
Like y'all do understand, he is not literally talking in that mask where you can barely hear him. Yeah. Why do you? Because if in that mask, he would just be like. That's what it would sound like.
And that's fucking funny, Jay. What you said, hilarious. The Hollywood Reporter noted that Brave New World, Captain America 4, is, quote, largely done and is still set for July 26, 2024. So our question is sort of like Ryan Reynolds, okay, he said it's coming out in the summer. I would say July 26th is a summer date, with Cap 4 being kind of largely completed and potentially Deadpool 3 needing some more time. You know, our question is sort of like, will they swap those release dates? I think if Marvel can get Deadpool 3 finished by May 3rd, they'll probably want to keep that date because I think there's a little bit more anticipation for that movie maybe than Captain America 4.
What you trying to say? You don't want to get the Black Captain America movie, John? You telling us how you finally feel on this damn show? Shut up, Evan.
I don't have to say it.
What y'all saying in the chat? I want to see what y'all saying in the chat.
Oh, man.
People, Jay, not me, people.
So wait, John, you're saying they will switch dates?
I say if they can get Deadpool 3 done by May 3rd, they would probably want to keep it on that date.
Oh, just to build back the hype.
Yeah,
I see.
Right,
not to draw out, not to be like, hey, because my thinking was that if you switch the dates, it's like, well, we've got Captain America, and regardless how people feel about it, like, they'll want to see Deadpool because it's like the biggest, outlier of like, the Fox fans or whatever.
We're only getting 2 next year, right? Films.
Thunderbolts we'll get into in a second.
I really believe that.
You don't know.
Thunderbolts they didn't even start shooting when the strikes were happening.
There's no way Thunderbolts comes out next year at all.
Before the writer's strike happened, it was like, and we're gonna rewrite the script.
Yeah, there's no way in heaven and or hell Thunderbolts gets released at all next year.
So then you're talking about, okay, does Marvel make the decision to put some of these shows that have kind of been on ice out next year? Shows like Ironheart, Agatha, Darkhold Diaries.
They changed the name?
Yeah. They're on their 3rd name now.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know.
I feel like I'm forgetting a show.
Marvel Zombies, I know that comes out.
There's some animated shows, X-Men 97.
Yes.
What If?
Wonder Man?
We'll
talk about Wonder Man in a second, because that actually hasn't been officially dated by Marvel ever.
Yeah.
Hi guys, Jay Washington here, who knows people at Marvel Studios who won't say any names. Wonder Man is coming out. Wonder Man is actually coming out. You're welcome, John Costa.
It's a producer stream. That was a
producer stream.
I'm glad that got you.
Oh man! Right. If you're watching on Twitch, please clip that so other people can see it, because they can't go back and watch it.
You're welcome, John Costa.
Wow, I'm glad
the desk is a
people
mess.
decided to tune in today.
Hey, this is from a Variety article talking about the same thing, which is this is the quote. Another sign that the film won't open May 3rd, talking about Deadpool 3, is that director John Krasinski's "if," sort of a weirdly worded sentence from Variety.
Yeah.
That movie stars Ryan Reynolds and is slated to open on May 17th. A lot of the time, it's also produced by Ryan Reynolds' production company. A lot of the time, studios don't want their movie with a star to sort of come out right around another movie with that same star, because they think it'll sort of like split people up. And
that's fair, but also you need to clean your COVID off the desk. Clean that shit up. This man in town. I think the thing is though, you're gonna run into that. You got to lick it before you kick it. All right, I don't know. Sorry, I'm in a moment. But I think the fact is we're going to have that regardless with stars that are in multiple franchises.
Yeah, like, it's going to happen.
Especially with, again, we're playing catch up.
Yeah.
With everything. So you're gonna have a Ryan Reynolds in 2 films potentially back to back, as much as you want to try to space it out. You're gonna have some Dwayne Johnson things. I'm using bigger name stars. So I don't know if that his movie that he's producing will be affected as much
Yeah.
Because, what's the next best thing? Well, either we don't do Memorial Day weekend, which is the next weekend, or we just go into the first weekend in June.
Yeah, and it's hard to know like how much of the summer Marvel like really wants to like dominate there, because like May to July does feel like enough like time, but they could even like I think what was it? Far From Home came out in August maybe, and that between that and Endgame was a bigger gap, and obviously that's Sony, but at least like that kind of
I think Far From Home came out in May. Not important.
No.
What I could see also happening is Marvel moving up the release, and we'll talk about things that could move up in a minute too. Moving up the release.
Your blood pressure?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, sorry. Endgame was April. Far From Home was July. So yes.
Yeah.
Still a big space there though.
Closer to August than May.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I could see them if it's true that Cap 4 is largely done. I can see them moving that up to like an April release date, and maybe moving Deadpool 3 back to July so that they're not so on top of each other.
Yeah.
Similar to what they did with Captain Marvel, where it was originally slated to come out a lot closer to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then they moved it to tomorrow.
Oh, the Marvels, not Captain. The Marvels.
What did I say?
Captain Marvel. Just
Yes, the Marvels.
Okay, got it.
John hates women.
No, come on. No, John, stop.
It's a little delayed. That one was spray. That was like that was bigger plume.
Oh, we have
Sorry, Jay. What were you gonna say?
so much work to do after this too.
you
I'm
gonna
like
say?
all my brain cells are dying right
I
now.
just know I look good like I've been working out this way.
Yeah.
All right. My only issue with moving Captain America up is it will feel like you're giving it the same type of treatment you gave Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, we knew when it came out, it was originally supposed to be like one of the first. It was supposed to have been the first Disney Plus show. It was the main one hit by COVID. Productions, and then also script had to change because the original plot point was a pandemic that the Flag Smashers were going to put out, and then they switched it because of the actual pandemic.
Which is that sucks.
That was sucked. But when it came out, everybody was like, "Oh man, I can tell it went through all this hell in the back end." So when you start to say we're going to move Captain America 4, it's kind of like you're just saying we don't feel confident based off of the way people received Falcon and Winter Soldier. We don't feel confident enough in this film. Because, you could put it out early, because we've also talked about here on the show and many other places, have talked about how tentpole seasons have changed now.
Yeah, summer is very long.
Summer is very long now. So if you're going to have that, Captain America being your kickoff is fine for a summer. However, a black Captain America, the way he's barely received, and I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all, it doesn't seem like the thing you want to put first.
Right. Sure, I can see that. I was thinking like stupidly business cash flow, like they maybe want these movies in different quarters so that they,
no, I think that's valid, right? It's like there is that, you have to think that way, but you also have to think about like how, what signaling that like looks like, creatively or like spiritually to the audience.
Yeah.
I think it's tough. If I would honestly, I would say, keep Cap 4 where it is and then punt Deadpool down. Like, don't release the Thunderbolts this year and have the Deadpool.
You can't if it's not even started.
Yeah.
But also when it goes, and I don't know how far into the script it is, but when it comes to the shows, they pulled a lot of shows from this year on purpose to fill up 2024.
Yeah.
We were supposed to, most of these shows, Agatha, Marvel Zombies, What If Season 2, X-Men 97, we were supposed to get all of these this year.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. And everybody's like, oh my God, they pulled them off the schedule. This is not going to happen. They got rid of them. No, they knew, as any other company was like, we got this stuff in the can. We don't know tentatively how long the strike may last.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's going to cancel out the year. So you have it ready for 2024. Now Marvel has 2024 on lock for their calendar.
Yeah.
And that's not even, and then we can't, there's a bunch of other studios we can talk about what Warner Brothers and its evil henchman at the helm, and its overlord, at the helm is going to do.
Truly, not a good guy.
But you get what I'm saying? So you have all this stuff, and it's like, it's just figuring out the pieces now. No matter what, 2024 is going to be overloaded. No one is going to, the odds of any studio dominating the box office at 2024 is going to be slim.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be like it's anyone's guess. Like, we'll have some of this to talk about later about like if things are being pulled up and stuff. But it'll be really interesting to see how people kind of like battle it out.
Speaking of there being a lot of content to watch we would like to thank our pals over at Airscreen.
Thanks, John. There's so much content to watch. Just the new Rockstars universe of channels alone is putting out hours of videos a week, and that's before you flip on Disney Plus or Netflix. Not to mention, we all have jobs to do, overflowing inboxes, and Slack pings that just don't stop. What if I told you? Our friends at Airscreen have come up with a way to do both. Airscreen lets you seamlessly watch full screen video content while maintaining productivity by letting you see through windows that you have open. You adjust the transparency to get it just right for whatever you're doing, and all of a sudden you can fill out a spreadsheet and answer an email while still seeing the visual Easter egg that Eric is pointing out in the latest Loki episode. You don't have to miss a big moment, and you don't need to scramble to change tabs or minimize anything. Airscreen has been in beta with early testers and is just now coming out to the public. They're partnering with us because they're fans of new Rockstars and think Airscreen is really going to connect with our audience. Try it out and see it if you like it as much as we do. To download Airscreen, click the link below for a 14-day free trial. No credit card info needed. The first 500 people to use new Rockstars 25 will receive 25% off of their annual subscription. Whoa.
It's the premiere of The Marvels.
Yeah.
It's the finale of Loki. And I'm going to buy 2 t-shirts.
Whoa, from where?
Unrelated.
From where?
H&M? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm getting them at nerdriot.shop, Evan. Okay, we've got this great shirt. It says we're all going to die. They've died already. They're going to die again. And it's got OB. Cool dude. We've also got this cool Flurkin cat thing with the characters from the Marvels, sort of like as cosplaying as the cats, as the Flurkins. Look, if you haven't seen the movie yet, because it came out like 15 minutes ago, that's the shirt.
That's the shirt.
That's the shirt.
That's the shirt.
Get that shirt. Okay. Also, hey, you know where I was before we did this show?
In the bathroom.
Yep. Taking a big old dumperino because I'm preparing for our live show in Los Angeles next Thursday, November 16th.
That's what I'm supposed to be doing next Thursday. Okay.
Jay's coming to the show. Jay's coming to the show. I'm going to the show. Evan's going to the show. Dashiell's going to the show. And that's it.
Yeah, no one else.
Tommy, Eric, Zach, maybe Brandon, Patty, who no one's ever heard of. All going to be there. Grab a ticket. If you live in LA, what about Wonder Man?
Hey, what about Wonder Man?
What about Wonder Man?
Hey, so this is really interesting. This is a project that was shooting during when the WGA strike first started. They were shooting here in Los Angeles. They actually, funny enough,
Yeah. Oh no, I remember the story.
oh
Yeah.
they wanted to shoot in our house.
Yeah. Well, not out. We don't live together.
Oh yeah.
Clarify. We don't live
no.
together.
What if we did though?
That'd be wild.
Me, you, and Jay in a 2-bedroom.
No fucking won't.
Who's
Y'all
sharing
sleep.
the room?
That means two of y'all are sharing a room and a bed. Listen, it's a project that has received not a ton of attention because remember, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is starring in this. In case people forgot who's starring in Wonder Man.
Well, and there were rumors that like they were just gonna get rid of it.
But
It hadn't finished shooting. But Jay has friends at Marvel.
Yes, I've heard that it actually has finished. It is done. It is not getting shelved. It's not getting.
Oh,
scrapped.
it's done. They shot it.
It's
done.
pretty much almost done. I think it's like the last episode. It was like 6 episodes.
I feel like the last time we talked to you about this, you were like, they're gonna cancel.
They were saying it was gonna cancel, and I was hearing that, and then somebody else was like, when I saw them, they were like, it's not getting
Can't
canceled.
trust Jay.
Let me no, because the person who told me, and I'm going back on what I said on this show. Listen, there are a lot of people who watch these programs, okay? And I thank you for all who watch them specifically for me. Because of you, we keep diversity around here.
So there's a couple more Marvel projects that we want to talk about, specifically like Daredevil.
I think this is gonna get pushed so far.
Do you
I
think
have
we
a
still get
couple
18
of
scoops?
Scoops. I have a couple Daredevil scooperinos.
Say it.
And you didn't
Okay.
bring any ice cream?
Coming soon.
Coming
TM.
soon.
Who was telling me this so I can decide if I can say it on air or not?
It's a scoop. You don't say who said it. You just say the
Where
scoop.
was I?
Well, I don't know, Jay.
that?
So you asked, do you think we'll still get 18 episodes, right?
Yeah.
I feel like
Was it 18
it
episodes?
was 18 episodes. I think there was something about that they were going to split up. Like, it might. I don't think they'd do 6
remember
episodes, but I do think that they're going to take like the back half of that season and make that like the season 2.
Okay.
Is maybe
agree.
like the last thing I heard about it. Yeah.
You want to know the scoop?
Let's hear the scoop.
It's kind of a shitty scoop.
Okay.
I believe that they just hired a new writer's assistant for that show, which makes me think that like they're probably still in early-ish stages.
You're just
of
gonna
doing
do the
some
whole writers
rewriting.
room again, yeah.
Well, remember we heard that whole thing about how they were getting actual showrunners now.
Right.
They're not doing directors as showrunners.
Yes.
They're doing showrunners who showrunners are typically writers. So they can help with the breaking of the story to making sure everything is cohesive. And they also are not shooting these anymore like it's one big ass movie.
Yeah. And I think it's like a cool thing to note that could have happened with a lot of these scripts, right? I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly how many days it's been since the WGA strike ended to now, but there has been a time where they were unable to do production, but they were able to do rewrites. So it's very possible that some of these films, they got their dailies in, they got 50% of the cut, or they see the whole thing. Like, let's tighten this up. Let's hire a writer for a couple of months while we can't shoot anyways, and like maybe come up with some good ideas to punch up a film or two. So I think like that. While it's a bummer that these films are being delayed, you gotta hope that they use the time wisely to sort of like make all of their projects a little bit better.
Well, that goes back to the whole focusing on quantity over quality, because that was the biggest thing we always had talked about.
Yeah.
How Marvel was like, "Yo, we can just oversaturate the game." And in the process, they did sacrifice quality. I can honestly say that because I'm off strike. I can say that. You know, it's my cable company is calling. I paid my bill. Leave me alone. I paid my bill earlier. Y'all don't call me now. But they were sacrificing quality. So now, with them going back to, hey, let's have actual showrunners because we want these Disney Plus shows to be shows, but also have this integral part of the MCU at large. And then also, now you got the MCU spotlight.
Yeah.
Which is even weirder.
You should have been here yesterday.
I probably should have, because I just don't get how do you do that. But I think when it comes to these, like looking at the scripts again, like, hey, what do we need? What don't we need? How do we need to do this? Look, we got Armor Wars changed from a series to a movie, which is probably the greatest thing that could have happened.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're looking at a lot of rewrites. You're looking at a lot of restructuring. Will we get everything that was announced? Probably. I think because everything that was announced was either in pre-pro or it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
Blade is the one going through another rewrite again. But go ahead.
I got a scoop.
Can I ask you a question?
That cut was insane.
Why'd you sound like you were so block full of cheese when you said it? Scoop.
I mean, look at me. I'm basically a block full of cheese.
No.
It's right here.
Touch me.
Oh! Oh, shit! It was like just saying it that way.
I heard that no one's writing that right now. There's just no one on the project.
Oh man,
crazy.
That's woof.
Big woof.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a scoop. So take it with a grain of salt.
Oh, we should be getting a Fantastic Four announcement soon.
Hopefully we get that.
Yeah.
We also have another movie.
Want to scoop on that one?
That's the one I really can't scoop on.
Because I have it.
We both have scoop.
Yeah, we do.
Don't say it. We're gonna have to cut it out.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
We'll talk about the scoops when it gets announced, which is not scooping. There's also the Thunderbolts, right? Which again we said earlier hasn't really started shooting, so hopefully they can get on that relatively quickly.
And I just don't think it comes out in 2024.
It all depends on sort of like what the VFX heaviness of that is. If it's a little bit more street level, maybe it can, but probably not. And you don't want a Quantumania situation where they felt like they had to rush the VFX, especially because VFX industry is looking at these SAG strikes and these WGA strikes and saying like, oh, what if we unionize?
Yeah.
So,
but how much VFX minus Ghost really do you need in the Thunderbolts?
I don't know the plot. Maybe they go to space.
Oh yes, Sentry. Sentry is
I mean,
the part.
If it is Sentry,
it's Sentry. Yeah.
If it is him, that would be. That's probably what.
That would be the biggest thing. Okay, never mind. My apologies.
Okay, so now we're gonna kind of like rapid fire these because they're less. No offense, less exciting.
And also because I told Jay only 30 minutes.
Oh, I told you I was billing for the full hour regardless. So you got me now, damn it.
All right. No, John!
Shut up! I have an Android. Don't do this.
Okay, here we go. Venom 3. Sony pushed back the release of Venom 3 from July 12, 2024 to November 8th, 2024. Wow, big push. The Craven film was supposed to come out this October. Whoops.
Wait, what?
Yep, pushed to we already got a trailer forever ago. Pushed to August 30th, 2024. Maybe they'll reshoot some of that film.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Like all of it.
The Spider into the Beyond the Spider-Verse.
That's so fucked up. John had a seizure thinking about the across.
It's like when a parent calls for 4 of their kids before getting the right name.
Goddamn, Beyond, bring your ass in this house.
Beyond the Spider-Verse, originally slated for March 2024, was never going to make that fucking date. Has been taken off of the release calendar. That's not like a scary thing. It's still obviously very profitable for Sony and is going to come out. Depending on what their deal was, sometimes under certain deals they could have gone in and done voice acting work for that. Sometimes they couldn't. So if it was that circumstance, they can come in and do voiceover stuff now. James Gunn's Superman Legacy. Deadline has it that Superman Legacy was in prep all summer, is looking to start shooting in March for a June 11th, 2025 release date. That's not a new release date. That's the original release date. Creature Commandos, the animated show, will still be premiering in 2024, kicking off James Gunn's DCU. That sounded like it had pretty much been already written
so that's
voice acted before the strike started, and that was just in animation.
James Gunn wrote, let me tell you something, James Gunn wrote 18 shows while directing other movies.
That's wild. Yeah.
You know, he was doing Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Guardians 3, writing Creature Commandos, writing Waller, writing Peacemaker Season 2. James, if you're watching, listen, bro.
Take a nap.
I mean, do you think, just to jump back for a second, so the Creature Commandos is a great example of animation still being like, you know, stuff moving forward. Do you think now Spider-Verse will get a 2024 release date?
No chance.
No.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not.
They you know, I think people were like thinking that they were making Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse simultaneously.
I thought that.
It sounded like that didn't really happen. So that's why people thought, the dates being close to each other make sense. So they probably still have a couple of years for that film, if I had to guess.
I honestly thought the way it was done, it was like, we got most of this movie wrapped up. We got, 24, all we got to do is go in the booth and start laying down the vocals pretty much like a rapper, turn my headphones up, and then find out there's nothing done really.
Right. They had not recorded any lines by the time that movie came out. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they sort of wrote part 1 and part 2 simultaneously and probably have that movie boarded.
Right, yeah.
But,
But I guess, I think I had assumed more was done, but it sounds like, they probably...
Listen, for those who don't recall, when Across is the one we just got, right? When Across dropped, when it released, it had just picture locked like 4 days prior.
Yeah, that's right. And they made changes in the theater, and apparently,
changing the sound,
according to the directors, even some of the visuals, they were saying like those weren't like cool Easter eggs when we were trying to do 2 versions of the film for multiverse reasons. They were just like, we wanted to make the film a little bit better, so we changed some stuff.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you hit a target date.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple more things. The Boys season 4. We just got our season finale of Gen V. Divisive. I liked it a lot.
Of course you did.
So we.
Go ahead.
So people are wondering when we're gonna get a little bit more of the Boys.
You're wondering when you're getting more of the Boys.
Hell yeah, dog. I did that wrong. What's that? What's that?
John, be a professional and read.
Someone barking in the back of the studio?
Barking in the back of the studio.
Discussing Film had collected the comments to say that this was the status of the Boys. They went around to a bunch of different interviews and compiled this for us. Editing is done. VFX is halfway done. Actors can now go do ADR for, if they want to do, ADR is like, if you see something's not quite working and you want to change the dialogue a little bit, but you don't want to go do a reshoot, you'll just like show the back of the actor's head and make them change their line. Or if it was like windy or something like that and they want clean audio. Thanks guys. That's what ADR is.
We support John here.
Thank you. We also saw some posters indicating a 2024 release date. That should be on schedule.
Yeah. I love this quote too from the Boys Twitter account. Do you need to watch both shows to understand one or the other? No. Should you? Abso-fucking-lutely.
I agree with that quote.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed Gen V.
Go ahead.
No.
I haven't thought. No, I haven't. No, it's not a bad thing. I know why that quote is the way it is. Because of what we've been talking about primarily, Marvel.
Yeah.
Where you have this MCU thing where you, in order to understand one thing, you have to have seen something else. And I get it. That's the problem when you have an interconnected universe. And now we kept talking about how Gen V had his thing, and I apologize for interrupting you. And I apologize to the viewers who are going to be like, why is he interrupting in the comments? Shut up out your mama's basement. Fuck.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
You know that's going to get more comments.
Yep, it should. Comment these nuts. Next.
No, I thought it was just like a genius way to like phrase that, because I think Gen V does work on its own, and also I think you can very easily introduce like the plot points that Gen V is leading into the boys like very, very quickly in the show in season 4 in the opening.
I have an idea for a spinoff of the boys that I think would be absolutely perfect.
It's called Gen V.
No. It's called The Racist Adventures of Homelander.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's just Homelander going into minority communities. It's just
like, what's his fucking name?
like
That one,
like Soldier Boy.
No,
Like Blue Hawk.
Blue Hawk.
Blue Hawk.
But instead of just actually acting like I'm trying to protect people, just going around calling them animals, because that's what Homelander does. And also, if you're a person who says you agree with Homelander over Superman, you're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, truly.
Fuck Superman.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking alien.
No, John.
Please.
Please, John.
Mission Impossible 8.
No, I
Brandon.
can do it. I can do it.
I'm being censored?
Whoa! Well, you know what? That's about the time.
I think we gotta go.
I'm such a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Evan.
Hey, Brandon isn't here, so I'll talk about Mission Impossible. It was originally delayed from June 28, 2024 to May 23rd, 2025. I had it. I had
Brandon
it
isn't here, but you can read, huh?
I had it.
This is why Evan stays producer, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
also got the fucking director's name wrong. Director Chad McQuarrie.
What?
His name's Chris.
It's Chris McCoy.
Oh.
You just couldn't get the white guy name right, could you? So to see, it's a Chad, Craig, or Chris Curtis.
One of those.
You,
Says,
you read it and you look so disturbed.
No, I think this. No, I just think maybe the site that I was reading had it wrong.
Oh,
It's pretty
possible.
interesting.
They said they've filmed about, they said they filmed about 40 or 50% of this.
More than 40 or 50%. So there's a lot of speculation that only half of it had been shot because they shut it down so that the crew of Mission Impossible could promote the directing part 1.
Oh, interesting.
So, but
Which couldn't happen at all because somebody didn't want to take his little ass on the picking line.
well, no, they did. They
Tiny.
managed.
It's okay, it's
they
over,
managed to
Jay.
squeeze it in, I think.
over.
But yeah, Chris McQuarrie said that they've shot all but one of their international locations, which is we've shot our big action, except for the biggest set piece, the central set piece of the film, which is massive and unlike anything that we've done.
Classic
which
Mission
is-
Impossible.
He is going to be
Wild.
walking on the rings of Saturn if this
Hell
movie
yeah.
is
Yeah,
going.
yeah. And so I wanted to like get your guys' thoughts. Like, do you think they'd pull this one up, or do you think out of this will probably be the last one we talk about because everything else is like extra and we've got to go. But like, do we think anything like Doom Part 2, Mission Impossible will be pulled up now that like these studios know that they can get actors back to promote things if they've been completed? Right?
Dune is set for March, right?
Yes.
I think the hopes and dreams of Dune getting Oscar nominated is dead. So it'll stay where it is.
Yeah.
Because that was the biggest thing. That was the reason Dune was supposed to come out this month, right?
Yeah.
Who distrode
November, yeah.
Oppenheimer?
Warner Brothers. No, it's not Warner. I'm sorry.
Universal.
Universal.
Oh, okay, so they're not both under Warner. Okay.
Because it would have been 3 films in the like holiday season, right? You would have had Dune, Aquaman 2, and Dune 2, Aquaman 2, and Wonka.
And Wonka.
Yeah. Now it's just Aquaman 2 and Wonka, which is
Didn't Aquaman get pushed?
got pushed like
it
a
got
week.
pushed and then it
Oh.
got raised up.
Oh, okay. Because they don't give a listen.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, let's hurry and get him done so we can go and put him in this leather
Yeah,
vest.
it's the Wednesday before Christmas, and then Wonka is Christmas, I think, something like that.
It's the Wednesday before Christmas.
You know, it's the holiday. You're supposed to have joy and happiness, John.
Did I do something?
No, I'm just telling you, it's the holiday for joy and happiness.
I struggle with that sometimes.
I understand. Listen, there's a support group I can take you to for those people who don't have joy and happiness in their life. I've never been myself. However,
Okay. That's it for the show today.
that's it. For
Wait.
Oh,
Do you think so? You don't think anything's getting pulled up?
No, absolutely not.
no, they want their full marketing windows.
Yeah.
You know, they want to take advantage of that time.
Okay. Well, I mean, this was a totally normal stream.
I think so.
I love the end of every Breakroom episode. I love scrolling through the rest of the script that we haven't gotten to and just
Mortal Kombat.
watching it, and then I'm like, yeah, this was all unimportant.
Which, by the way,
anyways.
shouts out to the crew of Mortal Kombat for the BS they pulled when they were scanning actors when they were in Australia filming, by the way.
Whoa, Jay's got all the receipts.
That's why that's why the AI discussion was such a big thing during our strike, because a lot of these companies had been doing it already where they were scanning people and figured, oh, we don't need them, we just got them scanned, and then they realized with the Mortal Kombat sequel, no, you actually need the people.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been fake the whole time. That's it for us today. Make sure to subscribe to the Breakroom channel on YouTube and give us a follow on Twitch where we do these videos live. Plug socials if you like. Plug Breakroom socials if you don't want to plug yours.
We're still on, right?
yeah, we're still on.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Or tonight.